a Pete Primeau fan.
Thank you for having me.
Your fans are like...
What an honor to be here, Pete. You're a legend. You're a rock star.
I'm a legend in my own mind, said my wife.
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
I'm Mr. Selling from the Heart. What's this guy, Larry Levine, going to teach me about selling from the heart?
You are one of the most generous and authentic people around. And I think that's why you and your show are so attractive to people.
Welcome to the Pete Primeau Show. It is episode 286. Winning at Retail and Life with Brent Batterman. Brent not only is the VP of Business Development and Sales Education at Bedhead, but let me remind you, he was made partner earlier this year. So I am delighted to have my friend here, but first we'll pay the bills and then we will get started. If you haven't bought my book, Sell a Million, what are you waiting for? This is a book on how to get more more door turns, how to generate more profit. It's a great little business book. And if you want a sales book, got a sales book for you. As a matter of fact, Brent was one of our authors. Chris Tahaney, Jeff Janakovo, Mark Klingenberg, Justin Trumbo, Mel Opp, Steve Carnes, Scott Vaughn, Keith Cassinguy, among a few. Guys, if you need to do a sales meeting like every week, this is 3 years worth of sales meetings, guys and gals. 3 years worth of sales meetings in one book for, I think, like $20 on Amazon. It's just dumb. Just dumb. Super proud of that book. And I'm really proud of the guys that contributed to the book. They just did a great job. They really did. And they poured their heart into the book, and you can tell by the content. Let's pay the bills, Chris. Thank you for sponsoring the Pete Primeau Show. The Mattress Industry Network group is a great group. If you want to learn how to build, sell, and market in today's ever-changing mattress industry, this is the place to be. Facebook.com groups, Mattress Industry Network group. Join over 3,300 strong, and you just can't beat them. Doesn't cost a dime. Just hit that QR code. Come on in. Everybody's in here. It doesn't matter what part of the business you're in. We want everybody in here, whether you're a sales pro that works the retail floor, a store owner of a mattress store or a furniture store. If you're a VP of sales, if you're a sales rep, if you own a manufacturing company, if you're in the mattress industry, we want you in this group. It's 100% free. It's a great group. Often we, especially as store owners, find ourselves sometimes isolated, sometimes feeling like we're doing this all by ourselves. You don't have to feel that way. Join the Mattress Industry Network group. And thank you, Greg, and thank you, Steve, for sponsoring the show. If you're in the mattress industry and you know there's more to life than just having a job that you've created in your store, join the Mattress Retailer Toolkit. It shows you how to create freedom in your business. If you are a hostess cake, Royal Bateman, how are you, Royal? Thank you for saying hi. If you're a hostess cakes addict, join the group. Yeah, if you're breathing, join the group. RJ Williams, this is going to be a great episode. Brent's enthusiasm is infectious. Oh, my Lord, is that the truest statement you've ever made, RJ? Thank you, RJ. Guys, I belong to the Mattress Retailer Toolkit. I learned something new in there every week. I think it's under $100. If you hit the QR code Chris is going to put up there, you get an extra month free. Doesn't matter if you're an industry influencer, if you're a sales rep, if you're a VP of sales, if you own a mattress store, if you own a furniture store, you want to get serious about the mattress business, Mattress Retailer Toolkit is what you need to create that freedom that you should and can have in your business. There's so much value here, guys. Just join and get through the site and get through the group, and you will find it's insanely valuable. I mean, it's a must. If you're in the mattress business and you're serious about it, Mattress Retailer Toolkit's going to give you all kinds of tools. Stephen Rosen. Hey, Steve, how are you? Thank you for saying hi. Brent Batterman. Look at Brent. Brent's like ready to go on, and he's shouting out to RJ. Thanks. That's great. Mattress RSAs. Your stories deserve to be heard. This is a project that is near and dear to my heart and is obviously near and dear to Chris Tahaney's heart. Listen, guys, gals, we are changing lives out there. You know, Scott Vaughn in his masterclass and in my book tells us we are the most important healthcare professional in our communities. When you start treating it like that, that's exactly what happens. And there's stories that are transformational that happen almost every day, if not every day. And we want to hear about your transformational story, how you changed a customer's life for the better. If you're not a great writer, but you can sketch it out, just email it to mattressrsastories@gmail.com. Chris will polish it up. He'll send it back to you for your approval. And if your story is chosen, it'll appear in the book. So get behind this, guys, gals. This elevates our industry, and it's a great project that Chris has been working on for actually since inception, a few years. Just recently, about 8 months to a year. So guys, gals, let's get behind this. Send Chris your stories to that email address that we provided. Mattress RSAs stories@gmail.com. Thank you. Let's get rolling. My friend, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you doing, Pete?
Oh, I'm better than fantastic. Listen, I have a disclaimer. Chris, would you put that picture up of my handsome guest? He sent me this picture yesterday, and he said he threatened me with a disclaimer. I said, I will go out with the disclaimer. So he was being a little bit of a pouty boy because I won't rehearse with him. Because anybody that's ever been on any one of the 286 now Pete Primeau shows knows we don't rehearse. Now, I know that Brent's ready for whatever may come. And what you will see here in the next 60 minutes will be nothing other than pure magic that happens with no rehearsal. So, Brent is not responsible for anything that happens here. It's all on me. Is that good, Brent?
Well, Pete, you're such a professional. I'm trying to elevate my game to you. 286 episodes. I mean, that's impressive. Congratulations. What a huge milestone. You keep winning and you keep helping us get us better. And I know how important it is to bring value to your amazing show. And I worry that someday I'm going to come and it'll be flat and somebody's like, Pete's great, but Brent really dropped the ball. And I never want to not make it worth someone's time when they give me the opportunity to speak.
That will never happen, my friend. So with that, let's get rolling. What is near and dear to your heart, my friend? What have you been thinking about? What's going on?
So many things. You know, I almost need a funnel, and anybody from the audience, if any of these scenes stand out, but kind of what's been on my mind is, beds under $14.99. We call it the value zone. That's been on my mind, heavy on my heart as well. Being the best version of ourselves is something I've been kind of focusing on. And then this year, I've dedicated my entire learning this year on questions to our friends, and asking those questions, the tough questions, to myself, and really trying to push me to the next level. Storm strapping my life. We can talk about that later on in the episode. I'm going to be speaking in Vegas in 2 weeks. So any of those sound like a hot topic to anybody? Like, do we start anywhere? Please let me know, because Pete,
Guys,
you have the
this
steering
is
wheel.
live.
This is live.
Let
Let me
us
know. Like,
know.
what do you guys want to talk about?
So I have ADHD too, Nicholas. So you are near and dear to my heart, friend. Seen Brent in Las Vegas. He did great. Ran into him again in Mississippi. Y'all don't need rehearsal. Yeah, I know. This dude is such a stud. It's ridiculous. David Grange, LOL. Not ever with either of you. Two of the best. Thank you, David. You are too kind, my friend. Too kind. Kristen Sugar, I would like to start by knowing what pills Brent is taking. No, it's actually the questions that he's asking himself. Caffeine is a start. There's no caffeine in there, is there?
Half caffeine, actually.
Yeah,
Too much
you gotta
caffeine.
be-
Nobody wants. Nobody wants
After
that.
your health scare, I mean, dude, you don't need caffeine, right?
Yeah, I do half. I just do a little bit. It's half caffeine, just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, we can? Pete, what do you want to tackle?
What was Kristen's comment? Kristen Sugar. Chris, can you pull that up? Look on the mantle.
Oh, I had a tooth infection.
Chris,
And
before
it would
that,
not go away. That is too funny. Yeah, tooth infection, nothing any fun. And it's it was infected. True story.
only Kristen would have noticed that.
Good
She
catch.
is such a little investigator. LOL.
Right here.
Okay.
Tooth gets infected.
Listen, I think that it's super important, Brent, that we ask tough questions of ourselves. And I think in our sales process, we need to ask fewer, better questions. So one of the things that I always ask my salespeople to do, my sales pros, write down all the questions, okay, that you ask your customer. And they write them all down. And then I start reading them off, because we're like in person, right? And I'm reading them off and I go, this sounds like an interrogation. Well, you don't use all of them at once. I said, okay, are there questions that we can ask that get 2 or 3 or 4 of these other questions answered? So fewer, better questions in the actual selling process, but tough questions of ourselves. That is near and dear to my heart. So Brent, have a run at it, brother.
Well, one, I want to give someone one of my favorite questions on the sales floor. And I believe in this. I've been traveling quite a bit. And I will ask this every time on the sales floor, and it helps build rapport if you think that's important with the customer. I love asking, what do you do in the summer? It takes the pressure off looking for a mattress, and it builds this amazing conversation. What do you do in the summer for fun? Any fun vacations planned? And it allows you to get to know the customer. You're still going to talk about the mattress, but it just really connects. No one that I've seen really ask that on the sales floor, and I would ask it every time. It is one of my favorite questions to ask. I'm telling you, it builds rapport, and you'll find something in common, and you'll talk about the vacation. 45 minutes later, they'll be like, yeah, we'll just get this bed. You're like, cool, follow me to the desk. It is the absolute best question you can ask on the sales floor.
I love that question right now. Kristen Sugar. Kristen, this is a great question. What is the biggest mistake mattress and furniture retailers are making right now? Wow. if you can nail it down to one. If not, give us, two.
So what I've seen, and these are amazing individuals, these are amazing retailers. What I have seen consistently from all the way across the country is we as retailers and the mattress industry have lost intensity, and I'd say focus, but I like the word intensity on mattresses under $14.99, the $9.99, $7.99, $2.99 price points. I feel, or I should say, what I've noticed is these amazing individuals and retailers haven't had the same excitement and focus on those mattresses under $14.99, from the presentation to the advertisement to what's in the windows in your store. And I think we are allowing Amazon to take care of that business. And unfortunately, we're teaching these generations of shoppers to shop on Amazon. And then when they come in, are looking for their great mattress, they're going to go to Amazon versus coming in the retail store. And it breaks my heart because I love retail. It's given me and helped me do so much in life. And I would love if everyone in the mattress industry says, you know what? We are going to go after every deal, every dollar. And when the customer comes in, we're going to give them the best experience. And I know we say that, but like literally give the best presentation possible on $14.99. I don't worry about us selling the $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 mattresses because the RSAs get excited. And their temperature, their energy rises to the occasion. But when a customer comes in for $2.99, do we have that same energy and excitement? Because we need to, because if we do, we can take care of more customers than we did yesterday. And when that customer comes in, I think the key line is we have the best selection and price in this store, in this area, when it comes to mattresses under $14.99, and have that same excitement. Because if you go to Amazon, you're like, I sleep hot. They're going to show you a $4.99 mattress that has the greatest memory foam, the greatest pressure relief, the greatest cooling ever. We know that's not true, but they really sell that. So we have to speak exactly what that mattress is, but have that same excitement and find them the right mattress at their budget.
So, Brent, why is that important to a furniture store or a mattress store's business over the long term?
Well, units like growing your customer base. If the chances of them buying a bed from you and then coming back, I think I don't have the exact percentage, but I'm pretty sure it increases if they bought from you before. They're happy with their experience. They're more likely, in my opinion, to come back to that store. So, and most people don't buy just one mattress. We said at I think Mattress Firm ran for years, every 8 years. But what they found is when people move, get a house with more bedrooms, they are in the market every 3-4 years, even though they buy a mattress for themselves every 8 years. So, 3 or 4 years, they're constantly in the marketplace. So there's a lot of mattresses that people buy in their lifetime, and being part of the conversation, that I go, where should we go? And they say, Pete's Mattress Store is key. And right now, this is kind of the conversation forever, but right now I've not met any retailers that says, Brent, the problem with our store right now is we see too much traffic. We have too many customers. I don't know what to do. It's a major pain. I've not heard that. I'm hearing the opposite. We're not getting the foot traffic. We're not seeing the traffic we used to. My first response is, I'm sorry. That's tough. But when I was in similar situations, in markets that did not have advertisement, first thing I did was put a $2.99 pillow top in all 3 of my windows, $1.99 queen set in my windows, all 3 windows. I put road signs, $1.99. I had the best prices in town, and I knew when that customer came in, I was going to give them the best service. I was going to make a friend before I try to make a sale, and I was going to find them the best mattress for their budget, and I was going to make them feel really, really good about it. And I would do that right now. Promise you. Fires me up. I could talk all day on this.
I love it. Gordon Heck. Hey, Gordon. For a single store mattress retailer, which do you prefer considering? Cost, time, effectiveness, LV market, or a buying group show? It's a great question, Gordon.
What do you think, Pete?
That's interesting. I've been to both. I would say it depends on what your needs are for your particular store. Vegas might be better depending on where you're at, or a really good buying group show might get you further down the road depending on what your goals are, what your needs are, and what you need to accomplish at this particular point in your journey as a store owner. What say you, Brent? You're my guest.
Yeah, what I would love to do is, Gordon, just send me a note on LinkedIn. Let's talk through it and let's ask some questions. And I'd love to really, if I'm going to answer that, I want to make sure it tailors to what you're exactly looking for in your needs. So I don't mind taking 30 minutes sometime this week or next week, whatever works best for you, and just see if I can help you decide what that best question is. Be more than happy to do that, if that works for you.
Well, Gordon is retired and he's actually works.
Okay.
He actually is working for, who is it? Oh, my Lord. It's not Nationwide. What's the other one? The other big one? Buying Group.
Well, there's Nationwide, and if you didn't ask me, I'd know right off the top of my head.
I know.
My brain.
Look at us.
Look at us. Anybody? Can we phone a friend? Phone a friend in the chat. Help us out, Scott. Phone a friend right now. It's coming, Pete.
Oh, it's
Brand Source.
It's Brand Source.
Kristen, you're amazing.
It's Brand Source. Gordon works for Brand Source. So he was asking for a conversation starter.
Oh, okay.
But I think what I said and what Brent said are both true. It really depends. Sometimes I really do like the buying group, especially if they have guys like Brent or Gordon. You've been up on the stage before you were retired, and I loved some of the ones that you did. Thank you, Kristen. Kristen is in the know. She helped these two guys out here. Brand Source. Scott Vaughn. We struggled with the customer that we had to step down because we lost our enthusiasm and essentially lost the sale. It's difficult mentally because we work on commission. So here's my take on it, and I'm going to let Brent. You know what? I should let Brent go first. All right, Brent, you're the guest. You're going to go first, and then I'm going to come after you.
I had this challenge. And I know exactly when it was, 2008, and I was a district manager. And a lot of times people were like, well, before the Saturday sales meeting, I heard all week, why are we having a meeting? And I said, we're gonna have a great meeting on beds under $9.99. They said, we don't make any money. I don't know if you all heard that. Please let me know if you all heard that. And give me 1 second, Pete. I'm not gonna leave. I'm just gonna take a step off the screen here for 1 second. And I'm telling you, this is what I would do. And this is the mental frame set or the mindset that I would have. So I got to the meeting. Nobody wanted to be there. They knew we were going to talk about $9.99 beds under $1,000. And I started just rambling. I don't even remember what I was talking about. And what I did is I started dropping $5, $10 bills out of my pocket. Like I almost acted like I didn't do it. Like I was talking with my hands. I don't know if you all know, I do that once in a while. And I'm dropping these $10, $20. And people were like, nobody knew what I was saying because they were focused on the money. And they go, is he doing it on purpose? It looks like accident. And then one person, I already know I know who the name is. I'm not going to say, got up, ran as fast as he could, picked up that $20, that $5, and ran to his, back to his chair and sat down, put the money in his pocket. And I said him by the name. I said, thank you for doing that. Because if you take that same effort, that same energy and go after that $10, like you do when that customer comes in, you'll make money because you just went after that $10, $25, whatever it was. Like a ton of energy. Like, it's $5 more than I have. If you take that mindset, you're going to sell more mattresses. But not just because you're going to sell more mattresses. That customer comes in the store, you don't know their story. You don't know where they've been. I've been there. I've had what it's like to have no money, to only have a twin size mattress on the floor, 2005, 2006. I've been there, and I had to go in, and this is all the money I had. So take care of them. Give them a great experience. Make a friend before you make a sale. You will always come out ahead by taking care of a customer and selling more mattresses than you did yesterday. I promise you. It is a great formula. Now, if you are selling so many mattresses, you're like, well, we got to raise our ticket average. That is the easiest problem to solve. Call me. We'll make it happen. But getting units is the toughest one. Getting door swings is the toughest one. So if you're able to take care of that customer and you're having those 3 window posters, I got 3 windows there, that say $199, $299, $399, queen set, I promise you it'll be good for you. And matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I ran into $1 million rider. And I said, I mean, he was feeling pretty good. Like, things were good. I'm like, hey, how do you do mattresses under $1,000? He's like, I sell every one of them. Never walk one of those sales. He goes, because they're going to recommend their friends to me. And it gives me a chance to tell them, will you please tell your friends about me? And I'm like, yeah. And then I heard this other last piece of advice. Again, if you're passionate about this, never walk a bed frame. Best advice I can give you today. Never walk a bed frame on price, ever. Have it in the back room. Have it in stock. You can make a friend before you make a sale. It takes a couple minutes. Carry it out to their car and tell them if they're ever in the market for a mattress, come back and see you.
All right. I come at this a completely different way. But before I say that, I'm going to say it dovetails very nicely with everything that you just brought. And so, Scott, I wear my human hat. My human hat says, this is a customer in front of me. I may not be able to make hardly any money with this customer. It doesn't matter. I should not treat this customer any differently than I treat the $20,000 sale customer from a human perspective, my heart. So my heart and my brain sync up and I wear my human hat. It's just the right thing to do. And I know that resonates with your folks. I know that resonates with Jordan. I know that resonates with Jacob. I know that resonates with Seth. So that's what I would say. Tell them to put their human hat on, and all the business reasons that Brent said are 1,000% correct. So great question. Thank you,
Pete,
Scott.
Pete,
I
well
think that's
said.
a real great question that we often wrestle with at retail. And
Pete,
I think it's good to ask those questions. Brent, go ahead.
No, sorry. Great. You said, beautifully said. The other thing is, I always look at sports working on the retail floor being very similar. And you just can't turn on high performance and turn it off. I think you have to, you're like, you know what? It's the second quarter. I'm not really going to really try hard. We're up by 20. We're down by 20. The game is tied. It doesn't matter. You have to come in to the game at full throttle. And when a customer comes in, I think you have to give 100% every time for all the reasons that you said, Pete, as well, because you don't know what that customer needs, and you don't know that next customer coming to your store is going to be. And the easiest time to sell a mattress is right after a sale.
That is a great business reason. That is, it doesn't matter if you sold a bed frame or you sold $10.99 or a $9.99. That $15,000 bed is now closer to you than it was before, because now you're tracking, you're writing. As long as you write, I worked with a guy named Sherman Cohn early in my career, 44 years ago when I first started. And he said, Pete, on Monday morning, no matter what it takes, write that customer, and it sets the tone for the whole week. You have to write that customer. Scott Vaughn says 3-yard runs are important to setting up the fly pattern touchdown pass. Yes, sir. Usually you're basketball, not football, but that's very good. Kristen Sugar, another question I have is, what separates a high-performing RSA from an average RSA today? Before you start that, I have a book in mind that I want to write with you, Brent. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I haven't even talked to you about this.
Please.
We should write a book called PhD Mattress Selling.
I like it.
Just high level stuff. It's not the basics. I mean, like, this is like basics, high school, mid-level, college stuff. I'm talking PhD level stuff. I think we should write that book, Brent.
I 100% agree. Before we go on to Kristen's question, 3-yard runs are important to setting up fly pattern. Absolutely. So I have a presentation. I built this presentation. It's called Winning at Retail. True story. And it's about helping RSAs and retailers and manufacturers to go after this business and taking care of customers under $14.99. And one of the examples I have is with Walter Payton. Pete, do you know who Walter Payton is?
One of the greatest running backs of all time.
Ever. And his average, and I don't have it in front of me. I didn't plan on speaking to this, but Scott brought it up. But his average, I think, is like 4.4 yards per carry, something like that. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. 4.4 yards per carry is one of the greatest football players of all time. And I'm a Packers fan, so it hurts me a little bit to say this. But how many touchdowns he has over 20 yards? So if he had a touchdown over 20 yards, the number that I got, and I can't say it's 100% absolute, is like less than 25 touchdowns where he ran the ball more than 20 yards or something like that. But he's still one of the greatest because he won by getting 4 yards per carry. And then once in a while, he was able to get the 20-yard touchdown. I'm telling y'all, the incremental business of these beds under $14.99 is key. Thank you, Scott.
What was Kristen's question? Let's get to that. And by the way, Scott, Chris Stone, we had telepathy going there because I was going Sweetness. I'm like, what was his nickname? Sweetness. And then you pulled up Sweetness. Another question I have, says Kristen, is what separates a high-performing RSA from an average RSA today?
I'll go ahead and start that.
Yeah.
And, from my experience, it may be different than yours. So Pete, please add, and anybody from the audience. I think it's very similar to what it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I think there's just a formula. I think commitment, focus is part of it. I also think being consistent on the sales floor. I think when some of the best sales associates, they don't say they do, but they have a sales process. They understand the sales process and they follow it very consistently. Now, it may be the company sales process. It may be their own. And, even our top writers, they say, well, I don't have a sales process. They do. When they show a power base, they're very consistent. They don't skip steps, and being very consistent and not skipping steps and giving the customer a full 35, 40-minute presentation helps you take care of more customers than not. And so that's part one. The second one that I've seen where we took, from my experience, from a really, really good RSA to the best, is when they took on the mindset that they were going to teach someone else to be great at that craft. And when they took ownership of saying, I'm going to help this person make a living on the sales floor, one, they became really consistent, because you can't tell somebody you're training, say hi and welcome to the customer and be really friendly when they come to the store and not do it yourself. So now they're even being more consistent, and they're teaching the steps, and they're heavily involved in the sales process, and they're teaching somebody else. There's just something in that formula that makes a person really good to great. So good, Brent. I love your passion, dude. I just want to put you in a bottle. Well, one more thing. I was at Starbucks, and I said I go there a lot. And the manager knows me, and they're like, we have a couple people that have potential on becoming managers and they want to grow. I'm like, awesome. Have them teach somebody else to go. The best way to get promoted is find your replacement. That works at any place. If you like, just find your replacement, teach them your skill sets. One, it's the right thing to do. Two, it elevates you. Anyway.
Okay. Let me have at this. No, Chris, don't show that right now. We're still on Kristen's
The
question.
RSAs.
And you know how I am. Squirrel. So this is near and dear to your heart, and you're going to hit yourself in the head that you didn't say it first because you live it. You've lived it. You've said it 100 times on different shows. But my dear friend, Angel Gutierrez, who passed away many, many years ago, he passed away in 1991 or 1992, shortly after I started with Serta Mattress Company. He was my mentor, probably my most significant mentor. I loved him. I learned a lot from him. Preparation. He got to the store as soon as that store opened. He had keys to the store. He would beat the store manager in. We opened at 10. Angel was always there by 9. Preparation. He had this way of preparing that was uniquely his, and he would survey the entire store. He would know if one thing had been moved, Brent. One thing, Brent. One. This is a big showroom. This is a furniture showroom. Why did Margie move the plant over here? He'd want an explanation. He knew everything about everything. Now I want to talk about intensity because you touched on this earlier, Brent. But I think the biggest difference between highest performing salespeople is preparation and intensity. Here's how intense Angel Gutierrez was. He didn't spend his days off goofing around. Spent his days off downtown doing inventories. He knew the inventory. He knew the inventory for 5 big furniture stores. Knew what he had in stock. That is unheard of. I'm not suggesting that everyone do this, but you think about that intensity. Here's something else, and this is a little counterintuitive. And when I first heard this, I pushed back on it. Mike Weinberg was the first guy that said this, and I pushed it away because it sounded too selfish. But the best performers are selfishly productive. They are more aware of what's going on in the store than the lower performers. They don't get caught up in anything other than what's going on with their customers. But at the same time, they see what's happening on that floor, everything that happens on that floor. And along with consistency, which is incredibly huge, Brent, and I agree 1,000%, they take ownership. They believe that they have a sales business inside of their store. I am a one-man corporation, and it's Brent Sales, and I am here to be number one. And that's how Angel thought. That's how he prepared. That's how he spent his days off. He spent his days off when he wasn't in our warehouses. He was shopping our competitors. When he came in on a Saturday, he knew more about the local competition than anybody else in our store, including our ownership. He was an amazing mentor to have somebody in front of me like that. So that's what I got on that.
Great stuff. Great stuff, Pete.
Scott Vaughn, enthusiasm selling is a transference of a feeling, and you can't transfer a feeling you don't have. Yes, Scott. I agree. RJ, Jacksonville Bedding, what's the one thing you would encourage independent retailers to do with their advertising? what's one thing you would encourage them to stop wasting their time and money on? Wow. It's a great question.
Thank you so much for the question. I'm going to lean back into 3 window posters that say $299 or $199, $399 queen in your windows. Not one that's this big, but full window, $299, whatever that price point is, and have 3 of them in the window. I know it works. There's a little bit of investment at the beginning, and then but it pays off. And then I would have some type of road signs on the weekend, and it works. And if you drive, and I've been in the market, I've driven past so many mattress stores. As a matter of fact, there's a couple blocks from me. They have these beautiful little posters. I'm driving by, I can't see what it says. If I'm in the parking lot, I can read it, but guess what? They're already in the parking lot. I want to take that traffic that drives by my store, and I want to let them know that I have the best prices. I know I said this, but I believe it. Best prices, best selection in town. Come and see me.
Anything else?
That one right there is, yep.
I think it's great. I love it. Here's my pet peeve, RJ, and you already know this, brother. Stop chasing shiny objects. I think that's the biggest mistake our retailers make. And it's most often, you'll never hear another sales rep say this. Most often, it's product lines. So tragically, their advertising is completely broken or non-existent. And I love Brent's focus on guerrilla marketing. I consider what you do with your windows guerrilla. Anything that is no cost or low cost is guerrilla. You need to exhaust all your guerrilla avenues before you start going into paid advertising. And then you need to find things that resonate with your customer that are going to bring guaranteed results. Just spending money to say, Pete said I should spend 10% of my volume in advertising, so I'm going to spend 10%. No, we have to start with guerrilla, exactly the way Brent said. We have to stop chasing shiny objects and assuming that when I have a traffic problem, and most of you do today, you're telling me, you're telling Brent, you're telling everybody, you're telling Scott Vaughn, you have a traffic problem. Why are you juggling around your mattresses again? You just redid them 6 months ago, and now you're just chasing shiny objects and you're not fixing the advertising, the machine that feeds the entire business. This is my thing. Fix your advertising, fix all of that, fix your sales process before you ever worry about new merchandise again. You'll never hear that from another sales rep.
It's true, though. It's absolutely true.
And I know somebody that can help you with it. Gordon Hecht, the testosterone is going, Brent. Whenever we get together, this happens,
It does.
1, ask every shopper to buy. Love that. If Scott Vaughn had a microphone, he would be saying amen right now. Today, 2, always be willing to learn new skills. Yes. 3, sells all products on the floor. Yes. Not their favorite ones, all products. Gordon, I hear you loudly and clearly, brother. Preach it. Takes their personal preferences out of the sale. What you think and what you like and what you think is comfortable doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, what's in front of you now? What does this customer need to get a good night's sleep, to wake up happy, pain-free, and live a longer, happier life? What do they need? Not what you need. Gordon, that was beautiful, man. That was really, really good. What would you add, Brent?
I would add one item there, and it kind of goes on with what we're talking about, but you can add it to anything part of the sales floor, is give the customer 3 options. If they come in saying, I want the best price, the cheapest queen set, I would say, let me show you 3 queen mattresses. Let me show you the cheapest Serta mattress I have. Let me show you the cheapest Sealy mattress I have. And let me show you the best price private brand that we have. Like give them the options versus like, here's the cheapest. They look at it and they leave. Give them the option of 3 of them. Let me show you 3 of the best price mattresses at 3 different brands. It works for, show me your firmest bed. And this is happening right now. And everyone on this call knows it's happening right now. A customer's walking into a retail store. And they say, show me the firmest bed you have. The RSA wants to take care of them, wants to help them. They take the customer the firmest bed. They sit on it. They go, it's not firm enough, and leave. Versus, let me show you 3 of the firmest beds that are in our store. They're super firm, but they're from 3 different brands. I'll let you decide which one you like is the most firm. Again, giving the option of 3 allows the customer to experience what's in your store without just trying one and leaving.
So I met a really great salesman like 40 years ago, early in my career. He said, Pete, if they ask for a plush, you show them a firm. If they ask for a firm, you show them a plush. I looked at him horrified, like, why would I do that? He goes, because it'll never be firm enough if you start with the firmest. It'll never be plush enough if you start with the softest. So give yourself room to work.
Yep.
And that's really good advice. And one of the softening statements that you can make so that they don't think you're like not listening to them is, everybody has a different opinion of plushness and firmness. So we're going to start here, but I have some others that I'd like to show you as well. Very similar to what you're doing, Brent, with the, let me show you 3. And that is, by the way, John F. Lawson wrote that in his book years ago, 3. That's the real number, guys. That's a magical number at retail. You really don't get to show much more than 3. So think about which 3 it is you're going to show them.
And one item that I'd add to this, and Stephen Ferguson says this all the time. I'm sure he borrowed it from somebody else. Love Stephen Ferguson. Don't ask them which one they like the best. Ask them to take one away. It's less pressure, and the customer is more likely to answer that right away versus which one you like the best. Like, I'm not sure. Which one don't you like? They eliminate. Now you bring it down to 2, and it makes the shopping experience better. And you can really dial it in to what comfort they're looking for.
I love that. That's really good. Which one don't you like?
Yep.
Take one.
Which one don't you like first? Yep.
Yeah. I love that. That's good stuff. Really good. What else we got? All right.
So
I bet we got to get to this. I want to talk about storm strapping.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Where do you want to begin?
With a storm strap. What the heck is it?
So storm strapping, there's a couple things that, so I'm actually getting an opportunity, and I'd love for anybody and everybody to come. If you're a manufacturer, a retailer, a supplier, everyone is welcome to the Sinomax booth. And I'm doing a presentation. We're going to send out times this week, dates and times. And I have a keynote, and it's everything that I love and hold dear to this industry and who I am. It's kind of that pay it forward presentation. So sorry, I got to work through this a little bit. So I'm gonna stand on stage and I'm gonna talk about storm strapping your life. And in 2022, the storm came, and that's when my dog died. I almost died of a massive heart attack. My wife got cancer, and then the company that I left 20 years to join, it was a job that I was hoping to have a career at, went out of business, and that happened in 9 months. And I talk about the storm straps and how I got through that storm. And hopefully, there's 1 or 2 people that need to hear that message. Storm strap. And if we just show these metal pieces here, and this is how I'm going to, don't want to give this is more of a movie trailer, but what is a storm strap? Honestly, They're just a piece of metal that you can get at 99 cents at any Lowe's or Home Depot. They're nothing special. But what's interesting, when you put them together and you put them on the joints of your house, they make your house 2, 3, 4 times stronger. So questions are, my friends, and that's the focus this year, and that's going to be the focus of this presentation, is how are you storm strapping your business? How are you storm strapping your life? How are you storm strapping the things that you want to do in life? And the storm straps are up to you, because ultimately, who do you need to become to get where you want to go? And that was one of the questions. Questions are something I've been focused on. And this question is like, I was just running. I'm like, who do I need to become to help more people? Who do I need to become to be a better husband? Who do I need to become a better leader? Questions are amazing. Sometimes finding the answers can be difficult. And I had to okay, if I want these things, what do I have to do? What are my habits? What are my daily things that I need to do to make this happen? And I've been at it for 13 months on this journey of really dialing in. And I'm going to talk about it. And it's going to be about leadership. And it's about paying it forward to all the people that invested me in my 26 years of my career, and hopefully having some words of encouragement for somebody that needs them. Questions?
If you want to become a better salesman, and I love Kristen's question, the best versus average. One thing, hallmark of that would be they're better people. They're better human beings. You cannot become a better human being and not become a better salesperson. They go hand in hand. And you will be limited to how far you can go in sales until you really focus on you as a human being. You as a human being have to be where you can look in that mirror and there's nobody on God's green earth that deserves your customer's business more than that dude or dudette that's staring back in the mirror.
Pete, I'm so glad you said that. And if you don't mind, I'm going to say something very similar. But that is the foundation. I used to do these trainings at Mattress from all around the country. We did a 1-day leadership training, and I started out, and it was everything that the training and my presentation is going to be. If you want to be a good leader, you first have to be a good person, and because you can only be as good of a leader as you are as a person. And investing in yourself will make you a better leader. And that's what we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about, unfortunately, we're not going to talk about coil count. We're going to talk about memory foam. We're going to go talk about jumping in with both feet and helping as many people, not just our customers, but also the people that we work with, work for, and help mentor. To be fair, I don't know if I have the skill sets to deliver the message, but the message in itself is, I think, really strong, and hopefully I can live up to it.
I'm going to say this right now. I'm calling this one right now. It's not a matter of knowledge and skill. It's a matter of passion to develop that. And you already have. You couldn't even get it out of your mouth without starting to cry. So the passion's there, and that's what's going to drive that message home. So on page 17, here's what I wrote about this subject that I just mentioned. Here's what I've learned in the past 43 years of selling. The very best salespeople are also the very best people. Customers can smell a phony a mile away. The very best salespeople are committed to continuous self-improvement. They don't miss an opportunity to improve themselves. They read books and articles. They listen to CDs, watch my weekly podcast show, and this is me ad libbing. They join us for Win the Weekend on Friday, where we do this and more. But seriously, guys and gals, there are more resources to learn how to sell now than there's ever been. There's more resources on how to be a good store owner than ever before. You could just live on YouTube and get all kinds of great stuff. The podcast, Brent's speaking at market. If you're going to market, you got to be there. Like, you've got to see. If you've never seen Brent Batterman in person, you are missing something that you deserve to see, and something that you don't see as much as you feel. It's special. And I promise you, whatever it is that you would think would be good, $100, $1,000, if you go watch him and you say it's not worth it, come over to me and I'll give you whatever you want. You can't say that with a straight face. After you see Brent Batterman speak, the hair on your neck will be standing up and you will want to run through a brick wall, because that was my experience and is my experience every time I see this man speak. He doesn't, we started off the beginning of this an hour ago already. And I showed you a picture of Brent getting ready for the show today. I know this dude is probably put in 100 hours into this presentation for Vegas. He deserves your support. So if you're in Vegas, like, go and be a part of this and watch him speak and say hi to him. Like, sometimes you guys, you see somebody on a show like this, you think you can't talk to him. You can talk to him. He's a lover. He's the best. I mean, when I see him, I give him a great big hug. You can give him a hug too. He's a hugger. He's a lover. And thank you, Kristen Sugar. Tell when and where. Yeah, thank you, Kristen. When and where, my friend?
It's going to be at the Sinomax showroom. It's brand new. They built it last December, and that date and time we will have by the end of the day today on that front. So I will definitely be sending it out. Thank you so much on that. And I again, I'm going to say it again. I love the leadership team at Sinomax, because they are letting everyone, manufacturer, retailer, RSAs, anybody and everybody is welcome. They're going to have snacks, treats. We're going to have, it's going to be, they're going out of the way to make it special when they heard the message. So it's going to be fun. So thank you so much for asking on that. I did have one other thing, Pete.
Oh, I bet you have 10 other things, but what you got?
It's short. Asking questions and again, I have all these questions, and I'm going to start posting some of this stuff because it helped me, and hopefully I can help somebody else. But it's, how am I multiplying my gifts? Because so many people invest in me. I couldn't do what I do. I couldn't be where I am. I couldn't present the way I present. I couldn't have the passion if it wasn't for people that invested in me. And now I want to pay it forward. I want to help other people. And one of the things that I did is I made a personal investment. I joined the John C. Maxwell leadership team, and I'm going to be certified John C. Maxwell coach in one-on-one coaching, team coaching, presenter, and I'll be a certified John C. Maxwell coach in the DISC program, DISC assessment. I'm not quite there yet. I'm a student, but that's one thing that I'm trying to do to invest in myself. And it came from these questions of asking, how can I be better and help more people?
Something happens, Brent, when all of our basic, needs are met, and now we stop playing for ourselves. We stop playing just for our family, and we start playing for everyone. And we start every day by saying, thank you, Father in heaven, for all the gifts you've given me. Help me to be a gift to somebody today. There is such incredible power in that, because guess what? When I'm doing it for me, I get tired. when I'm doing it for you, brother, I don't get tired. Like something happens. Like it's powerful. There's a power there that I'm drawing on that is not me. It's God coming through me. And that is extremely powerful. So when you are focused on helping the other person in front of you, all kinds of power happens and creativity happens and great, beautiful, wonderful things happen that are more important than the business that occasions them.
Two things. I talked to Steve Stagner yesterday. He was one of the CEOs at Mattress Firm. He also had a small franchise. And when he recruited me in 2001, he said, Brent, I'm not recruiting you to sell mattresses. I'm recruiting you to be a leader. Because if I make leaders, we can go and do whatever we want. Mattress is just our product. And I told him I'm going to say that. And he's like, please do, because that is my business plan. And he goes, it's still my business plan today. Like nothing's changed. And the other thing, though, too, that I think is important to know is when I was at my lowest, it sucked. I asked God, you get me out of this, I will pay it forward. And look at me. I'm on Pete's show. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm here. I made a promise. And now that receipt, that bill's due. And I'm going to do my best to pay it off. So please come and see me. Let's go rock and roll.
Awesome. Brent, thank you so much. Hey, a huge thank you to Gordon, David, RJ, Kristen, Royal, and Scott Vaughn. You guys had incredible questions today. Brent, you were incredible as always. And I cannot wait to see Storm Strapping My Life in Vegas with Brent Batterman. Be there, be square. And thank you so much, Brent.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.